Sitting out here talking with our athlete of the week as we get to the end of the month of February, Pedro Ellery for the second time jumping on. And Pedro, first of all, 6 threes. You guys end up coming just shy of taking down the number 1 team in the Region 9 North side of things. How'd that game feel for you, and how'd that game feel for the team?
I think it was a big game for the team. I feel like we played really well. It was a really tough game, but when we played the Gillette the first time, we kind of knew what to expect this time coming in. But we were really strong. We had a good first half. We were leading at half time. I was leading pretty much throughout the whole game, so we were really confident. But I feel like, towards the end, they kind of just got us the free throws. I think we shot 55%, and it's kind of hard to win a game when you shoot that from the free throw line. But I feel like it was a very big confidence boost for us, because it showed that we can really compete with the top teams in our region. So, yeah, it's just really about confidence for us going into the next 2 games this week.
You talk about that confidence, and I feel like that was kind of the point where you guys were waiting to see ever since those rotation changes have kind of happened, and losing some big points and big rebounding sides on the inside. Does that kind of give the team the idea, like, man, this is peaking at the right moment? Is that kind of how it feels?
Yeah, I mean, as a team, the most important thing is to peak at the right time. And for us, coaches always kind of instilled in us that to peak at the regionals, that's what we want to be. We don't want to be having a good season up to the regionals and then kind of lose it. So for us, it really has just been locking in right now and kind of eyes on the regionals, but still having focus on beating the team throughout.
So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there,
No,
but we talk about the ability of you on the outside and how you've just kind of continued to grow in that confidence to shoot the 3 ball. But you had mentioned the last time we interviewed that you're starting to have to be used in other facets, starting to be a bit more of a 4 rather than the 3, having to play some different roles on the team. How have you seen that development come since the last time we talked?
Yeah, I feel like I really just kind of found my foot in playing different positions. I mean, it's been hard. No one really likes to play our position, but I feel like I just had to adapt, and whatever coaches ask from me, just try and fit that mold as best I can. And I feel like I've done a good job in that. Well, if Dooley needs a break, I feel like I'll kind of be pushed to the 5 at times, and we kind of go small ball. And I feel like that's actually worked for us really well. So kind of seeing that how we play well in that like regard with me at the 5 or even the 4, I feel like that does just give me a massive confidence boost as well. Knowing that I can kind of be utilised in different ways kind of helps me in my game.
You guys have some big games this weekend, but the biggest one is that Western Wyoming game on Friday, because that basically decides whether you're at home or on the road for that first weekend of the postseason. After having played in the postseason now for Region 9, how important that home game is.
Yeah.
How have you been trying to relay that to the freshmen without putting too much pressure on them that haven't gone through a postseason before?
I mean, I kind of just told them to kind of just play their own game. They know that they've had a lot of experience now the second half of the season, so they kind of know what's expected of them. I don't think there's really any pressure on anyone in the team. We kind of know how to play together now. Like I said, Western's a big game, but we had a good result the last time we played them away. So we are really going into the game with full confidence in our ability to beat them.
When you get through that first round game, because we all know you're going to get through that first round game again, no matter what, you're going to make the tournament site. You guys, a lot of teams down in the South that you could match up against in that first round. Who would you want out of kind of those top 4?
We don't care. We don't care. We've beat every team at least once in that side, so we're kind of just going to roll with the punches. Whoever gets given to us, I think it's going to be Western Nebraska. I mean, we beat them twice, so kind of, there's no reason to think that we're not going to beat them again. And that's kind of big words to say on an interview, but we have the confidence to do so. I mean, they probably have all the confidence that they're 10-1 right now. So, I would expect them to think they're going to beat us too. So that's kind of just what we're expecting. Their best and our best, and then to see who fights out.
Is it kind of, last year I know this team went into the postseason as kind of one of those teams to watch, and you guys had a bit of a target on your back.
Yeah.
This year I feel like you're kind of, again, peaking at the right moment individually and as a team, but the rest of the region, they haven't seen what, as far as the North goes, they haven't seen what you guys are kind of becoming.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different from last year. We're definitely more the underdogs this year, but the game against Gillette, I mean, Gillette are getting votes in the top 25, and for us to push them all the way to the end, to the last basically minute, shows that we still are a competing team and a team to watch out for. So having that underdog mentality is not really a bad thing. Kind of just puts a chip on our shoulder, and it just gives us more of an opportunity to go out there and do something special.
Wrap it up with this last one, and this one kind of looks more to your future. We'd asked you a little bit on kind of how the process was starting to go for you. Now that you get into the month of March, it's going to start amping up because you have D1 teams, D2 teams that are seeing their season end. Those coaches are going to be reaching out a lot more. You guys hopefully have that long run into the postseason. How do you balance that? How have you been able to balance the focus on the court versus the focus on what the next step for you is?
It's definitely hard. I mean, like, you know, my dad said he kind of asked me the same question every week. What schools are saying? I mean, I've definitely seen it picked up recently. But yeah, the only thing really focused on right now is the regional tournament and kind of having great success with the team this year. That's kind of my main focus. But kind of balancing it, I mean, it's kind of having like just a full focus on one thing. It's kind of hard to be in two minds what I'm thinking about and kind of put pressure on myself. I'm just trying to let my game do the talking and the rest will come.
Well, he's wearing the shirt, so we got to say it. The Sheriff of Nottingham, Athlete of the Week here for the last week of February. Pedro, looking forward to Friday and Saturday, and hopefully we'll see you guys take away a couple of W's this weekend.
Definitely.